You're driving along, all of a sudden you see that cop car on the side of the road. What do? You hit your brake. Worst thing to do if you want to avoid a traffic ticket. Let me explain.
Don't just pay that ticket. Go to attackthatticket.com or call today, 877-99-NO-TIX.
Hi, it's Mike Palumbo, the traffic ticket defense lawyer. Doppler radar works just like any other radar works at an airport or on a Navy ship. It sends out signals or beams. It hits off moving objects, bounces that moving object, the beam bounces back, and the difference between the beams will tell the radar the time it takes for different beams to come back, and the distance between the two beams tells the radar, calculates how fast it's going. But when a cop is shooting radar, he's not looking at you. If you're going south, he's facing south, and that's the way he has to go pull somebody over. So he has his radar unit here in his car, and it's constantly showing the speed limits of the various vehicles he's picking up. Radar beam is like a flashlight beam. The further away you are from it, the wider it goes. So the further away you are from the police car, the more moving objects it's picking up. So it's constantly reading the different cars. It's constantly flashing different speed limits, different speeds of the vehicles. But really, the cop is not really keyed into that. There's also an audio alert. There's a high-pitched tone that when the radar picks up, it gives a high-pitched tone. And the faster the vehicle is going, the higher the pitch is. So really what the cop is doing when he's in the car, he's really more keyed into the audio. Cops have in their mind what their speed limit is, but they're keyed into that audio Doppler. So what ends up happening is they're kind of like just meandering around, I guess, thinking about, the baseball game tonight or whatever. And also they hear that the pitch goes a lot higher. So then they know someone is doing a lot more than the average speed of everyone else on the road. And it's at that point, what they'll do is they'll look at the radar real fast, they'll pick up, see what the speed is, and then they'll look in the rear view mirror or the side view mirror. So at that point, because they don't really know until they start viewing the vehicles, they don't really know who's speeding and who's not speeding. What ends up happening is, look, by the time, like I said, it goes out on a wide beam. They set up around a curve or something. By the time you see them, they've already caught you on radar. You're already caught. What does everyone do? They hit their brakes. The worst thing you could do if you're speeding, especially if you're speeding faster than everyone else is speeding around you, is hit your brakes. Because two things happen. One is when you hit your brakes hard, the front of your car goes down. And that's what the cop sees. And at the same time, the Doppler, the audio Doppler goes down in pitch a lot. So that's how he's going to figure out which car was speeding, or guess or whatever at which car is speeding worse. So what ends up happening is everyone always, you're in a scrum of cars, everyone always hits the brakes when they see that cop on the road. So if you don't hit your brake, every other car except yours is going to all of a sudden suddenly go down. And again, yes, you're still on radar, but they're on radar too, and the radar can only pick up and read, one car at a time. So that audio is constantly jumping up and down, and that radar reading is constantly flashing as to different speeds. You have a much greater chance, a tremendously much greater chance of not getting picked off as the speeder if you I just take my foot off the gas. Whenever I see a cop car on the side, I just take my foot off the gas. I don't hit my brake at all. I don't even tap my brake a little bit, because you need to, if you're going 20 miles an hour to speed limit, you need to rapidly decelerate, and tapping on your brakes not going to help. Everyone else around you, it's human nature. They're going to hit their brakes. The front of their cars is going to go down. The front of your car is not going to go down. Now, could this cop still pick you up? Still realize that you're the speeder? Yeah, it could happen, but it will happen if you're going faster than everyone else, appreciably faster than everyone else around you, and you hit your brake as hard as they hit their brakes. The front of your vehicle is going down a lot more pronounced than the front of their vehicles, and that's how he's going to know it's you. You could still get caught, but you have a much less of a chance of getting caught. And I get this all the time, by the way. People say, listen, I have my cruise control set at 75. The speed limit was 65. There's no way I was doing 87, 88 miles an hour. And I told the cop this. I go, well, first off, you confess, because you confessed to speeding, number one. And number two is probably someone around you was going faster, and he was smart enough not to hit his brakes. You hit your brakes, the front of your car went down, and then, I explained it to him. So That's what you do. If you're speeding, you see that police car on the side of the road, and there's other cars around you, every one of them is going to hit their brakes. You don't hit your brakes. They give you a much greater chance of avoiding needing me. So that's a tip for not needing me. Of course, you probably shouldn't speed, but everyone does. But if you ever get caught in a speed trap, don't hit your brake. And Mike Palumbo again, if you need us, give us a call. We're always here. Thanks.